Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday night Ludicrous Feed. And you are with Tom, your host tonight. And thanks so much for joining us. If you're watching us live, very nice of you to join us. We've got 62 live viewers already. Thank you very much. If you're watching us on replay, make sure you leave a comment. If you're listening to us on podcast, hello as well. And welcome. All right, let's say hello to our regular guests. As always, we have Riz and we have Rahul. Gentlemen, it is so nice to see you both on a beautiful Wednesday evening from Sydney here and in Melbourne, where you are, guys. We'll start with Riz. How are you?
Yeah, going well, Tom. I mentioned in the chat earlier, Cybertruck. Mine's already here. It's been here for a while, it's sort of on the other side. Um, I haven't had a chance to unbox it yet, but apparently I've heard on the grapevine that it's got 48-volt architecture as well as, steer by wire. So when I do open it, I hope it's got a remote control that does all of those things. We'll find out.
That's right. Can't wait for you to do that, Riz. Yeah, looking forward to it too. Rahul, how are you?
Evening, Tom. Evening, Riz. And hello to live viewers. Please do us a favor, hit that like button so we can unlock the YouTube algorithm and get Ludicrous Feed to, a certain level of live streams before the end of the year, 6th of December. So not long to go before we are in 2024. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us this year so far. Appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Rahul, for that. And 2 minutes into the stream, 94 viewers already. So, wow, what amazing, support you guys give us on the channel. So, thank you very much. I can see Sensei's already gifted 2 memberships. There we go. And I think the beneficiaries are Elizabeth and who else? I can see someone else there. Who was it? Chris and Carol as well. So, thank you, Sensei, and welcome to the channel, Elizabeth and Chris and Carol. Thank you. Before we get started tonight, let's say thank you to our sponsors. As always, without them, this show is not possible. We thank you to Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Of course, Riz is from Carloop. Thank you, Riz. We thank Koba Car Insurance, pay per kilometre. And we thank Wallbox. And we thank Evee as well. Wallbox do EV car charging. And Evee is a electric vehicle car sharing platform renting from real owners. So check out the video description below for some nice discount codes for you to check out, particularly for Wallbox and Evee. Well, let's say hello to some of our regular viewers. As always, we have Gaffer. Hey, Gaffer, nice of you to join us. And we have John Lambert from, saying hello to everyone. Hello. And yes, we have Tassie Thylacine. Hello there. We have Jasper. Hello, Jasper. From Catherine NT. And we have Richard Laxton. Hey, Richard, nice to see you as well from Melbourne. A mild summer has finally arrived. Yes, this week it's very warm in Sydney as well. So hopefully you guys are getting some of that warm weather too in Melbourne. We have Aaron Crofts from St Ives. Yep, hello there. Very close by to where I am. And we have Oz Screamer from Canberra. Rob S as well. And we have SWS from Newbeath in Queensland. Paul Elliott says, hey, Riz, congrats on making the Oxford Dictionary's word of the year. Wow. Amazing.
Look, it all started here on Ludicrous Feed. And, Oxford did contact me via our viewers. I've gotten multiple emails from, our viewers and listeners this week telling me about this. And I had no idea. I've never opened the dictionary. So, yeah, apparently it's there. And I never went to Oxford University either, so I'm not an alumni. I went to University of Hard Knocks and EVs. So, yeah, but just honored by everyone that's keeping an eye out on when my name's mentioned.
There you go. So apparently, yes, Riz is the word of the year. You can thank Spider-Man for that as well. So well done, Riz. We knew you had it in you. Very good. We have Rob S from Torquay in Victoria. Hello there. We have Jez swimming in Riz's pool tonight, Hollywood Riz. Keep it clean there, Jez. And John watching from Katoomba. Hello there. And Miller Sands watching from Mount Druitt. And apparently some people in Sydney have received VIN numbers for their Model 3 gents, which is great. The new Model 3. Very good to hear.
They're out.
They're coming. I saw the ship. I think Morton Grove, the X account, tagged some of us here. So they're on their way. Here we go. So Blue Evie saying on the Bergamot Ace, the Model 3, and due to arrive in Port Melbourne on the 13th of December. Wow, it's only a week away. That's very exciting. Very exciting. Charles says evening. Hello, Charles. Nice to see you. Yes. Let's see what else. Riz will be oozing charisma in his Cybertruck this Christmas from Paul. Charisma. I love it. Love the puns. Okay, it's Greg. Hey, Greg, nice to see you. He says, speaking of Cybertruck, his bad was the Elon Sandy Munro video. He had so much opportunity to ask some decent questions. Just sounded like he was sucking up to Elon. Okay, I haven't seen that video yet, so I'll have to check that out. Greg. And who else? Gene as well. Planning to seal the deal on Saturday. Very good. More puns. Very nice. Peter says, hi from balmy Canberra. We talk the talk, but we don't walk the walk. Nice. And Tassie EV1's gifted a membership too. Hey, thanks, Tassie EV1. That's great. Thank you very much. And Paul's watching from the Model 3. Hello as well. And Nick's okay. So Nick's pledged $20 to the channel. Thank you, Nick. You're a legend. His question is, do you think guys will get the Cybertruck here in Australia? Apparently doesn't meet some Euro design rules. Oh, not this conversation again. As Australian design rules are heavily derived from Euro design rules, will this mean we miss out on it too? Okay, so we've chatted about this, I think, in the past, and it's all over X, whether we're going to get it in Australia. Gents, take it away. What's the summary? Are we going to get this in Australia? We'll start with you, Riz.
Well, I haven't had a chance, and I haven't received a call from Nash yet from Nashville around what is really going on, because he's the man in the know-how. The word on the street is he's got about 70% of all of Australia's orders are going to be heading to his hometown, and he's starting his own equivalent of Turo once they land.
Yeah.
So we don't know. I think hopefully Sandy Munro does get a hold of one. From what I've sort of heard and seen, not sure about the design rules, but in principle, steer-by-wire is steer-by-wire, so it will be interesting to see how that's implemented. Either way, I think the design rules have about 4 years to change, because we'll probably be in 2027 by the time they're ready to ship some out to us. So we'll be advocating and doing what we can, and hopefully it's more streamlined than just saying, no, this vehicle doesn't comply with our ADRs. So fingers crossed, Nick, it does happen.
I agree. Rahul, have you read anything this week extra to add?
I think that's a great question by Nick. So a couple of things. I read some comments from Jason from Tech AU. I think he looked up the Tesla site, and the rear-wheel drive version had from 2025 onwards, whereas the dual motor and the tri-motor didn't have anything. Obviously, there are people within Australia, including myself and Nash, who've actually got Cybertruck reservations, but obviously the previous Model X and Model S reservations have been cancelled from Tesla as well. But I think they have quite a substantial number of reservations from Australia as well. And I think, again, a comment here from somebody that the right-hand drive version is easier to get into, considering that it is steer-by-wire. They haven't done that in Giga Texas as yet in terms of tooling the production line, but considering it's steer-by-wire and it's a full case of the Cybertruck stainless steel outside body, it makes the production line to retool to a right-hand drive market fairly easier, considering that they've also got right-hand drive markets in some other parts of the world as well. Yeah, optimistic that it does come to Australia, even if it's the bottom end of the version, which is a rear-wheel drive. I'll be happy to partake after I've had a conversation with the missus, which basically would go like, please, can I have this toy, please?
Yeah, great summary, Jen. So I think I agree with you. And Sydney EV does too. Rob is very, reads up a lot on the ADRs, I know for a fact. And he says, I'm 100% certain it will come to Australia. The ADRs are very lax compared to the EU regulations. Look, I guess ADRs do change over time. And you're right, gents, it's likely this car, if it does come, it won't come in the next year or two. So we've got time to adapt. And I think steer-by-wire is the big thing. If they can produce a right-hand drive vehicle with steer-by-wire, then I don't see any reason why I wouldn't come here. Size-wise, I mean, we see the F-150s rolling around. We see the Ram trucks now in Sydney, definitely. So I think, Cybertruck size-wise won't be a problem from their point of view. But obviously, I personally don't want to see too many big trucks rolling around on the streets, on our city streets. But I'm sure they'll be very useful out and about too. We'll get to the Cybertruck very shortly on the stream. We've got some nice data as well, which the boys have shared with us too. So stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that very shortly. And yes, Aaron says he agrees. Easier to convert to right-hand drive because of steer-by-wire. I tend to agree with you there. It'll probably be easier for sure. Okay, cool. Let's move on to today's story. So let's start with this one, and this is, I think, Riz, your article. We've got some stats from VFACTS from November. It looks like MG4 has leapfrogged the Model 3 in terms of sales for November.
This month, but apparently, as we've already heard, there's ships coming. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see. Even with Tesla's price cuts, Model 3, I guess sales are slightly subdued. Maybe people are waiting for the new model, but I've always got my runners on, and or I'm behind the wheel of an EV. Having a look at what else is in the yards, and what I can see here in Melbourne, they seem to have quite a few Model 3s in inventory to be cleared. So we'll see what happens, but I think MG4 is a good car, and people, it's still early days because it's sort of its third or fourth month of proper deliveries. But yeah, I guess market should stabilize. So there's the list of top EVs, and yeah, MG4 is up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising that the Model 3 sales were down. I mean, we're still waiting for the new one, so they've stopped producing the old ones, and they're just going through inventory stock at the moment. But you're right, the MG4 is a great buy for sure, no matter what variant you choose, whether it be Excite, Essence, or X-Power, very good value. And Model Y, Riz is still leading the way there, 3,000 sales for the month. I'm interested to see that I think you wrote in your article that the Aura, the GWM Aura, even though it's cheaper than some of these cars, it hasn't sold as many vehicles as we might have expected based on the price.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think Aura's, we know what sort of happened with the marketing side of that car. Nobody really knew about it. A lot of people still don't know about it, and they've also had a little bit of a recall this week as well. But that shouldn't impact these numbers because that's come afterwards. So yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are not aware. So hopefully, GWM, if you're sort of listening, more marketing needs to happen. And but looking at that small car segment, we have the Dolphin doing fairly well. It's its second month of deliveries and the first month of, let's just say, large or mass deliveries. So seems to be doing quite well. And we'll see when the steam sort of comes off both the Dolphin and the MG4, because inevitably it would once we're past these early orders. But you never know. There may be fleets looking for hatchbacks that are under 50,000 that we haven't had, and now we do. So it may keep going.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a great fleet vehicle, the MG4, as well as the Dolphin. I'm also curious to see, once we reconvene in the new year, how the Seal is doing with delivery starting to happen across some of our capital cities too. So yeah, thanks, Riz, for sharing this. This is a great article, and good to see EVs sort of holding their own, sort of 7% still at the moment. Hasn't grown too much from there, but we'll see what the new year brings with some new models as well. Let's take some comments from the audience. So we've got Sydney EV saying lots of MG4s seen in the Penrith area. That's good. Excellent. And yeah, sorry, Rahul, we'll put your comment up there. I'll beg for the Cybertruck from the better half to approve, as you said. I think many will be in the same boat. Aaron saying seeing the Dolphin a few times on the road now. Excellent. Yeah, it's a good looking car for sure. Good looking interior too. And Stevie says that Model 3 sales figures awaiting Highland surge, no doubt. Yep, definitely coming soon. So yeah, Tassie Thalassam makes a good point. Kona sales will go through the roof once they release it. Yeah, it's still on the media embargo at this stage. Haven't got any word of that yet. Sensei makes a good point. We want to see the right-hand drive Sea Lion 07 SUV, which is the, I guess, what the Y is to the 3. The Sea Lion is what to the to the BYD Seal. So that'll be a good purchase if that ever comes to Australia. Yeah, and Oscream is saying plenty of MG4s around Canberra too, and I'm seeing them around Sydney as well. So Gone Incognito asks, have you heard about the shipful of Teslas that have been held off the coast of Queensland for the past month? Is this the stink bug issue? Possibly being quarantined, or is that somewhere else?
Ooh.
Here we go. Follow-up text saying, speaking of cars on ships, a couple of thousand Model Ys have been sitting off the coast of Brisbane. Must be the same one due to biosecurity issues. Okay. That's not a new thing. I think stink bug has been a thing causing delays. Any word on the EX30? That's a good question. They've been talking about that for a while, but still no word on the sale.
Well, I heard from someone at Volvo this week, and they were very confident that they're getting a lot of orders for the EX30. Deliveries will be next year. They didn't confirm sort of when, but they reckon that interest at their dealers is very high. And they also, I think, shared a figure from memory, was around 40% of all vehicles year to date are EVs for Volvo in Australia. That is a pretty big feat for a company that's selling, both ICE and EVs. So clearly their customers are demanding EVs, and next year they've hinted that it's going to be an even bigger year as they get closer to 70-80% before 2026, when they only want to be selling EVs in Australia.
Yeah, good on Volvo. It's great to see. They'll be joining Polestar, Tesla, and BYD for a brand that sells all EVs in Australia. Hey, Chris, nice to see you. Chris is asking what happened to Atto 3 sales. So, I mean, they're still selling them. I think they're probably clearing inventory there, Riz, isn't it? Number 4 at the moment.
Yeah, it is quite interesting. I mean, there's a couple of holding yards, and I've seen photos on the internet around people heading out to them in different states, and there seems to be paddocks full of them. So I'm not sure if it's if they're waiting for something to be sold, or are they just waiting for customers to buy them. I'm not sure. So this is one of its lowest months this year. They're usually averaging around 900 cars a month.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess we'll try and get someone on from BYD to tell us what's going on.
Or
Let's go.
maybe, sorry, Tom, maybe people have switched orders ever since seeing the prices of the Seal.
Yes.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
It's quite possible. I mean, the Atto 3 is 51, and the base Seal is under 50. So, I mean, that's not implausible for sure. So Gene says the Sea Lion is hybrid. Well, I think the Sea Lion 07 is actually a pure electric. I think you're thinking of the Seal U. That's a hybrid. So we want the Sea Lion in Australia. Seal U, yeah, they're testing it in Australia at the moment. So there we go. Sensei saying full EV version is Sea Lion 07. Seal U is hybrid. I think so too. Let's segue to this because Riz touched on this earlier. The GWM Aura had a recall due to potential arcing issue. That's very true. So that is a bit concerning. Let me see if I can put this up. There we go. So recall this week that apparently, what was it? There was if the car is not locked or something, or if it's not unlocked, if you disconnect, there's a potential dangerous arc of electricity that might shock you and kill you, something like that. Let's see. Let me get my facts right before I say something. Due to the programming issue, if the operator removes the charging cable without cancelling the charge, an electrical arc between the charging plug and the vehicle may occur. And if electrical arc comes into contact with the operator or bystanders, it will increase the risk of serious injury or death. Yes, it definitely will. So if you've got an Aura, I suggest you contact your dealer or service.
There is precautions already in the charge flap. If you open it, it says don't spray water violently into the port. So they've already given some warning, but now obviously with this issue, Tom, can you have a look at how many cars were affected or impacted? I think up at the top or somewhere, they usually list how many vehicles they are, maybe at the top of the page there.
Here we go.
Oh,
1,659 units.
I don't understand that. They have not delivered that many cars.
Are these the cars sitting in the dealers, maybe?
Yeah, it could be. It's very interesting because they've only had about like less than 1,000 sales. So I don't know, but it's very interesting to see why there's a bit of discrepancy. But that means there's over 1,000 sitting at the dealers waiting to be cleared.
They won't be selling until they fix that one. Let me tell you that. Yeah, so thanks for pointing that out.
By the way, for GWM Aura to get this fixed, do these cars now have to be returned to GWM or to the dealers, or is it an over-the-air software update?
Yeah, I mean, you would hope it's a software update, surely.
So
You
they
would
say
think,
that
right?
what should consumers do? They should request by making an appointment at the preferred.
Okay.
Here we go. Software update, free of charge. Okay.
But you've got to go take it to the dealer who will update the vehicle's software free of charge. Okay.
Yep. So not over the air. Just bring it to your dealer and they'll fix it for you. And make sure they check out the car out too, in general. Yeah, Richard makes a good point. How could the Arc ever touch you? The pins and sockets are all shielded. Must be something else. Yeah, good point though. All right, let's have a look at some questions from the audience. So we have Zubinix. Can you make auto steer autopilot from a Tesla and disengage back to traffic aware cruise control if you have auto steer set to engage with one push down? So yeah, I pointed this out in my video with the new Model 3. I couldn't find a way to do this. If you change lanes, for example, if you've got single tap or single click for autopilot, it doesn't go back to traffic aware cruise control. So that's probably one drawback of having that a single pull or single click. Good point. Thanks, Sensei. I'm seeing you gifting some more memberships there. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Greg asks, how do they find this issue? That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's move on with some more stories. So let's see. Riz, you're up again. This is some graphs. Riz's charts are back. So New South Wales Tesla uptake growth in 2023. Let's do this.
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit fuzzy, this one, but the general gist is that more people in New South Wales are buying Teslas, and we're at 28,000. November last year, we were around 13,300, which means we've added round about 15,000 Teslas in the last 12 months. So people in New South Wales enjoying the rebates, whatever they can claim for, as long as that's possible. So yeah, good to see that these trends are continuing. And EV uptake, I think it's nearly approaching 50,000 pure battery electric vehicles in New South Wales.
Fantastic. Thanks, Riz. And I've noted too that there was an article in The Driven today that this month was the first time Tesla market share has dropped below 50%. I mean, that's on the back of the Highland coming soon, but that's interesting to know.
Yeah, it is. I think when I've had a look at the numbers, it seems to be sort of, as we said, the other vehicles are catching up as well. Some of the smaller vehicles like the MG4 and the BYD Dolphin, Seal, soon they'll make bigger numbers, and that's expected. The Tesla will, eventually come down in their total market share, and month by month won't really mean too much. As long as they're delivering more and more cars, which will be the case once they get the Model 3 production, Model 3 delivery sort of happening, which, as we heard, is starting to happen. So I think by January, things should stabilize. So it won't mean that Tesla will get back to their 70-80% market share month on month, but because there's so much more competition. But I think it's still a healthy market. Yeah,
that's right. Competition is a good thing. But being in New South Wales, it's clear there's Teslas everywhere. Lots of white Teslas rolling around, which is not a bad thing because they're obviously a good car, so people buy them for that reason. All right, let's move on. And we touched on this earlier. So here we go. Breaking news from Morton Grove. The X account, the first Australian Tesla ship with Model 3 Highland on board has been spotted at the Bergamot Ace, destination Melbourne, Australia. I think moving to Brisbane after that too. So there we go. Thanks for that, Morton Grove. Much appreciated for tagging us.
And I think we've got a couple in the chat tonight who are expecting the Highland version of the Model 3. So congrats. You might be some of the very first few people in Australia to have an early Christmas present. Congrats, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats. And hopefully your ship won't be quarantined for too long off the ports like the other ships too. We shall see. Yeah, we touched on Cybertruck. Of course, that was the big news last week. Deliveries. I'm sure you've seen all the videos already and the live streams. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that more and more in America. But I thought I'd share this little bit of a video here from the Cybertruck official account. This is kind of the steer-by-wire at low speed. You can see how the back wheels actually turn the opposite direction to give that tighter turning circle at low speed, which is pretty cool. I think some of the YouTube videos I saw had a camera on the back wheel. And you could see it turn just a little bit the other way. I think it was like 5 degrees. And then at high speed, it sort of follows the same angle of turning. But that's a nice example of it going at low speed. And looks like there's some official Cybertruck accessories to order now. So we've got base camp, color paint film, clear satin film, tailgate ramp. Let's have a look at some of these. Look at that tent. Love how it's all angular as well to fit the theme. That's pretty cool. A different sort of paint. Because can we still call this paint on stainless steel? I suppose so, right? There's a ramp. And some trays. Is that for the front or was that for the front? That's for the front of the vehicle, isn't it? Rahul, any accessories? You got a Cybertruck coming?
Yeah, I think I need to get the first the big Cybertruck across the line with the better half. So as soon as she approves it, then I can start lining up. The camping gear looks great. So yeah, definitely we'll look into that. But let's get the big mothership in first. We'll be very happy to get that.
That's right. Get the big ticket item over the line first for sure. Okay, Kraft has a question. Given it's December now, do you think it's better to wait till January before ordering a Model Y to get a 2024 build date rather than a 2023 one now? Yeah, good question. If you're in New South Wales, probably better to order now if you get the rebate. But I don't know, gents. I think, from my understanding, there's not too much difference in the model years. You might get a slight tweak here or there, but it's generally the same chassis, same body, not too much difference. So, from experience anyway.
I think sometimes it's to do with resale. So, if in 3 years' time, in 2027, would you list a 2023 Model Y or a 2024 built Model Y? Sometimes that can have an impact, but, by that time, I think we will have a mature EV used market where, people will know Teslas have over-the-air updates and are fairly well maintained. And personally, I don't think there'd be too much of a difference. But then again, we never know what Tesla does with their stuff. So if you're in New South Wales, where there are rebates that are running out, might be worth it. Other states, if you can wait, then wait a couple of weeks and then place an order for one.
Yep, agreed. Bondanos got a black Model Y to stand out against the sea of white. Yep, very good. Billy's saying apparently the Model 3 review from Car Expert is very positive. Okay, well that's a nice change, I guess. Something's happened. But yeah, look, it's a great car. Definitely a lot of positives to come out of that new Model 3 for sure. And apparently Sanvi is offering you, Riz and Rahul, a drive in the new Model 3 when they get it in Melbourne. So it's on the record now.
It's happening.
Thank you, Simon. We would definitely take you up on the offer when you do get it. And just quickly on the reviews of Cybertruck, two that were really good and stood out for me personally. The week that it was released was Jason Camissa from Haggerty. Amazing production value. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of Haggerty and Jason Camissa before the Cybertruck review, but thank you for everyone who did point that out. And obviously the one that's been watched, I think, over 13 million times. This is Marquise Brownlee. His review for the Cybertruck, I think, has garnered the highest views of any of his YouTube videos in all the time that he's been producing YouTube videos and reviews of cars.
Yep, no, good recommendation. I think Marquez, possibly not the top, but one of his top videos. But he is a very good reviewer. And I agree. Jason Commissa from Haggerty's just that's like, I think for me that stands out. It's like amazing, very good production values. Apparently the Top Gear one is good as well. I haven't seen that one yet, so they're probably the top 3 worth looking at for sure. A lot of information. Cool. All right, and what else have we got here? Some comments. Yep, Carwow Drag Race was good as well. Thank you. And yeah, that's good. Thanks, everyone. 180 watching and 59 likes. Really appreciate it. And at the halfway point, let's say thank you to our sponsors as always: Carloop, Koba, Car Insurance, Warbox, Wall Connectors, and Evee electric vehicle car sharing platform. So check out those links in the video description below for some nice coupon codes for you. Okay, all right, let's keep going with the news and we'll come back to some more comments very shortly. So we've got actually some unofficial Cybertruck accessories as well. Let me just put this one up. So this is from Unplugged Tesla, apparently. So look at that. That looks amazing. You're not going to mess with that one. Starlink.
Starlink, yep.
Oh, see some shovel at the back there. What's this? What is that? A wrench or something? And yeah, some more guards out the back there. Yep, if you have an apocalypse coming up, this is one vehicle you want to take with you for sure. Just on Cybertruck again, this
While
is
driving,
an
Cybertruck's
explanation on the ride
adaptive
height.
suspension damping adjusts ride height and damping automatically to optimize both ride and handling.
For the best balance of ride and performance, we recommend using one of the drive mode presets.
Choose Comfort for optimal ride comfort, Standard for a more focused driving experience, or Beast for a full performance.
Beast.
While
Yeah,
driving,
That's cool. Having air suspension on my Model S, I really do enjoy it. Just for steep driveways and stuff to get over things like that. But this will be very handy in the Cybertruck for sure.
Yeah, and I think that ride height compared to Rivian, compared to F-150, is the highest clearance. I believe the Cybertruck goes to about 17 inches of ride height there in that mode. So sort of clearance level-wise would be great as well. Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Oh, let's welcome Adrian Chung. Hey, Adrian. Nice of you to join us as a member. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Welcome. And Paul says, that drove the Model 3 Highland last Friday, long range. Never smiled so much driving a car. Sad to hand it back after the test drive. That's great to hear. And Scott says, notice this week that the iCar 03 will be having a solar panel rooftop. iCar 03. Okay, will be interesting when the paint-based PVC are released in the near future for long road trips. What is the iCar 03? Never heard of that. Let's have a look. Put this up on the screen here. Cherry iCar 03. Or maybe we have heard of it in the past. Maybe Elliot's touched on it previously. Cherry, maybe. Okay. Another SUV. Solar panels on the top. That'll be good. Yes, that's right. Cherry EV. Cool. All right, let's move on to more stories. Let's see what else have we got. We've got... Oh, yeah, I was going to share this one. So this was a question that a stat that Sawyer posted. In a study, researchers found that a significant proportion of modern pickup truck owners rarely, if never, use their vehicles for hauling, towing, or other typical truck stuff. Instead, they are more likely to be used for shopping, running errands, and commuting. Well, I mean, for me, this is kind of like a well duh, but this is nice to see on paper at least. Yeah, look, shopping errands, 87%. Pleasure driving, what's pleasure driving? 70%. Commuting, 52%. Personal hauling, 28% of the time, and towing percent. So towing is 7% frequently. Gents, I assume this doesn't surprise you either, seeing these in Melbourne?
No, I don't think I see very big sort of, trucks, utes, towing a whole lot. Yeah, sure. On the during the holidays, obviously you see the four-wheel drives and the trucks towing their caravans. But, how many times a year do you think you're going to go do that? Not that many times at all. So yeah, I agree with that, and I think it's worse in the US. They're just used to such bigger cars that's what they want, because that's what the US does. They just make big gas guzzling cars. The fact that it will be in an electric version without any emissions is even better.
Yeah. Well, next time I'm gonna get a press car loan of a nice car. I'm gonna go pleasure driving, and make that a YouTube video. So
Just
Uh,
what's got to happen. 4-wheel driving. But that's what this, that's why the term of lifestyle utes. The amount of people that were, let's just say, alarmed by the higher than originally announced price of the Cybertruck was quite interesting to see, because I read a stat that the average pickup truck in the US last month had a price tag of $66,000. And some of the more premium ICE trucks are over $100,000. Cybertruck's like a bargain compared to them. But yeah, I mean, it will be 102% pleasure driving when it does arrive here in 2028 for me. The Cybertruck, that is.
Actually, speaking of pleasure driving, I should tell you guys, I got in touch with PR from Rolls-Royce this week. I actually responded back. So they are pushing hard for me to get a Spectre to test drive next year. So I'll be doing a lot of pleasure driving if that's the case.
That's
But I did ask one question. I need the audience's help here tonight to help me out with getting this over the line. They asked me, what proportion of your audience are of UHNW? And I had to think about this for a while. What is UHNW? I think it stands for ultra
That's all
net.
high net worth. Yeah.
Exactly, ultra high net worth. So, and I said I couldn't speak for I mean, I can speak for myself. I'm not that person, but I had two of my guests, regular guests, Riz and Rahul. I mean, we've got Hollywood Riz and Koshi Rahul. They're ultra high something, and some of our audience are too. So, guys, help me out over the line. Leave a comment that we want to see the Spectre on Ludicrous Feed. So, there you go. Just a little plug there. If you want to see the Spectre on the channel.
high net worth. Jeez.
That was a new term for me. I didn't know that either.
Well, I can ring my Saudi uncle and then it should be all right. He apparently has oil coming out of his backyard and he's trying to find lithium and it's not working. So, yeah.
Come on. It'd be fun though, right? Sitting in the Spectre. I mean, I personally can't afford it, obviously, but it'd be fun. Richard says he's got ultra high self-worth. That's pretty funny.
I think Rolls-Royce would also need you to dress appropriately for driving the Spectre, which would be a lot of bling, a flashy suit, and probably some gold
grills.
pieces as well. So you may need
I'll put some long pants on. How about that? We'll
Yeah.
negotiate. That's funny. Okay, so leave a comment if you want to see the Spectre. Say there's lots of ultra high net worth people are watching. All right, moving on to something more relatable. Australia's first V4 Tesla supercharger. So we talked about this last week, and Jason from Tech AU has kindly actually gone out because he lives in the Albury-Wodonga area. I'm pretty sure that's public knowledge. And he went out to take some photos and some nice videos. So let's show his YouTube video. It's only a couple of minutes or 1.5 minutes long. So let's watch this.
I'm here at the Commercial Club car park at level 1 in Albury, where it's the site of Australia's first version for Tesla superchargers. And we've got a couple here, but quite a few over here as well. There's this guy, and then these, and then some more over here, and even some more over here. So let's do a tally of just how many version 4 Tesla superchargers we're going to get. So there's 3 here, all the mains and power infrastructure there. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 chargers in total. So quite a lot of infrastructure here in Albury, which adds to the 6 bay superchargers over in Wodonga. And these ones are the first time we've seen these version 4s. They look quite different. They do have a like a payments panel there if we need it for non-Teslas. But yeah, that's your standard CCS2 connector and a big line.
Oh, that's long.
Healthy cable.
Nice.
Very cool. Lots of charging infrastructure here. Runs over the roof, up through these trays. And just look at those cables. A lot of power going through those guys. So yeah, that is a quick tour of the new Tesla superchargers in Albury.
Thanks, Jason. That's great. Yeah, much appreciated. So yeah, I mean, gents, obviously between Sydney and Melbourne, Albury Wodonga is like a great place to stop. And now that we've got 16 in Albury, V4, it's not just good for Tesla, it's good for everyone who stops in Albury now. They can use a very reliable network.
Well, and I've also heard that the commercial club there in Albury does a very good prawn chorizo linguine, which is their main special on their website.
Yes.
So I'll be having plenty of prawn chorizo linguinis when I'm there charging up. But yeah, as Charles have said in the chat, there are V3 superchargers just with the longer cables, hence V4s. But one day we will get actual V4s in this country.
Hey, look, V3s are pretty quick already. I mean, honestly, 250 kilowatts, it's fine. We don't need the extra 100 kilowatts, honestly. But yeah, there's still V3 cabinets, but V4 plugs, which means that other EVs can charge easily with the longer cable, and tap and go, which makes a huge difference, of course. So that's great. I'm seeing some pretty funny comments actually in the chat. I might put them up now. So someone asked, is that Rahul's voice? Sensei asks, is that Rahul? And Charles says, I've never seen Rahul and Jason in the same room. I don't know. I've met Rahul. It's definitely not Jason. He's real. Oh, Hal, good point. Hang on. You can't have EVs in the car park. Too heavy in the fire risk. Oh, hey.
Monash Health. You should be watching this. Monash Health. Apparently, you can have a prawn chorizo linguine at the commercial club hotel, but you can't park to see a patient at the Monash Health site. So if you're watching this, there's some disparity.
We've got a Thai takeaway, soy something 13 on Burke Street in a car park, Riz, don't we? And we've got a full-fledged kitchen in there, obviously burning gas or oil or whatever they're running in there. Yeah, you can have that, but no, you can't have an EV charging infrastructure equipment in there.
And you can have in a hospital like cautery, but you can't have an EV because you're literally burning with the cautery in theater. But anyway, let's not get started. But look, you better eat your food quickly because these V3s can charge pretty quickly. So Richard makes a great point. Wodonga SC supercharger is always full with the queue on holidays. Only 6, as Jason said. These Albury chargers will make a huge difference. Huge difference. I agree, 100%. And just back on the Spectre. UHNW races, it's ultra happy, no wealth. Yeah, that sounds like me, really. Ultra happy. Yes, thank you, Stevie. I want to see it too. I'm also not UHNW. More acronyms for you. Charles says, what about Henry? High earner, not rich yet. Love it. Yeah, you're probably right, Bondonoz. Net worth over 30 mil. I was thinking actually 100 mil, maybe. Why not get 100 mil? Why 30 mil? That's not quite ultra and high, is it? Greg says, I'm so rich, I get a side of chicken nuggets with my Happy Meal. Yeah, that's over the top, Greg. Come on. Seriously, these are tough times. Don't show off. Billy says, tell him I buy 3 if Tom says the Spectre is good. I'll definitely say it's good. So what is it, $700,000? It better be good, right?
Plus on-roads. I think in some states it's nearly $200,000 worth of on-roads.
All right.
I mean, in Victoria, we've got to pay for Commonwealth Games somehow, and the EV tax, we've got to repay that. So more people in Victoria should be buying the Spectre. So Tom, get a car because Victoria, half of us will be buying one.
Don't forget the stamp duty. I think stamp duty is quite expensive too. Oh, thanks, Phil. Phil's a new member. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And we want to see, Shane says, we want to see all of you drive to McDonald's in the Spectre and get fast food. Yeah, I think that's a great video. Order everything on the menu. We'll shout the whole restaurant. How about that? You can all have something. Okay, so Simon H says EGMP. So EGMP is Kia, Hyundai, Genesis. Owners in Europe report that the V4 superchargers are only giving them 43 kilowatts, like the V3s, which is disappointing. Be interested to see if that's the case. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll charge the Spectre at Albury, maybe.
Yeah.
Jez, thanks, Jez. Always rely on you on pledging money. So $5. He says, we know that stainless steel is good for removing garlic smells from fingers. So the Cybertruck could be useful if we need a quick de-garlicking. No, it's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, the Cybertruck, isn't it? From what I've seen.
As long as you're happy with fingerprints all over your Cybertruck door, yeah, for sure.
Chris and Carol says $46 million, not worth getting out of bed for. Yeah. Who said that? Naomi Campbell, right? $10,000. Not worth getting out of bed. Oh, too soon? Chris and Carol, Riz, you could cook your own food on the Arc if you are charging on Aura. Ooh.
That's, having driven it and having charged with the charge port that says don't spray water violently, that was enough to scare me away. I'm not cooking anything there.
Ray says, I wonder if a CT or Cybertruck can get through a Macca's drive-through. That is a good YouTube video. Okay, cool. Let's move on to our good friend Roland, who tagged us this week. So he did a video on showing the comparing the current generation Tesla Model 3 Sentry mode cameras against the Highland or updated Model 3 Hardware 4 cameras. Actually, no, technically this is the Hardware 3 Model Y performance, but it's the same thing. Hardware 3 versus Hardware 4. And you can see, I think he tried to go through the same. You recognize this. This is Chatswood, where the Tesla dealer is, or Tesla showroom is. We've got 1280 960 resolution for the Model Y, and we've got 2896 by 1876 for Model 3 update. So definitely improved. Wider field, I think. It's interesting. The color's not been corrected yet in his Model Y. I thought they had been with the software update. So the color's definitely looking better in this one, in the Tesla Model 3. And bigger file size too, obviously, with the higher res. So there you go. Cool. Thank you, Roland. Much appreciated from Zapped. And moving on with chargers, we've got more Chem Power chargers installed on the WA EV network. So this one's in Norseman, which is fully commissioned now. It's great to see. And what I love about the WA EV network, and I'll just show this one too. This is in, where is this? The Overlander Roadhouse. They're covered. How good is that? They're covered. Makes a huge difference to your experience. You need that with all the sunshine they get in WA. That's great. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. And we have okay, so this was good news. So EV networks are trialing tap and go contactless payments in Belrose, which is very close to me as well. So we should probably go check that out. Here we go. This is Belrose Supercenter up in the Northern Beaches. We are trialing tap and go credit debit card payments at this site. EV account pricing will not apply if you pay for your charge via tap and go. You can still use the app or EV Pass to charge. I think it might be a bit cheaper if you use the app, which I don't mind. So if you want to download the app to get a cheaper rate, if you can't be bothered, then tap and go. It's a little bit more expensive, but gents, probably worth it, I guess, if you can't be bothered getting the app.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I seem to think it's a good idea. Like, we need to trial this stuff. Eventually there'll be many more people that, won't need an app. They'll just buy an EV, go in, tap, pay for their charge, just as they do at the servos today. So yeah, I think it's a good thing, and hopefully they roll it out to many more charges, and just giving people the flexibility as well, whether they want to use an app, an RFID, or just pay by the card.
Yeah, to be fair, I guess. Sorry, Rahul, go.
No, sorry, Tom and Riz, but yeah, I agree with Riz that we do need that tap and go. I think that's the gold standard. It's just anyone can rock up to a charger and have access to it with the tap of a credit card, debit card.
I mean, to be fair, like, for example, I think I haven't pumped petrol in a while, but I think Woolies, you get a discount off petrol if you use your card. I think the Woolies card, and same with probably Flybys. I'm just guessing. So it's probably similar here, where if you use the app, you get a cheaper rate. I don't mind that, as long as there's an option just to tap if you don't want the discount. Some more funny comments here in the chat. Love it. I've opened a can of worms with the Spectre. But Sensei's confirming clearly he's in that category. UHNW is $30 million, which is 30 million US. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm a bit short then, which is 46 million Aussie. Okay. I'll keep saving. So Tassie EV1, do you use Facebook much in, say, comparison to Twitter? I'd probably use X more than Facebook. I just post content on Facebook because I know some of the viewers use Facebook. And we have, thanks, Jez. He's gifted a membership as well. Let's see who's the beneficiary. Luis Loredo. Thanks, Jez. Much appreciated. Welcome to the channel. Ray asks, did you test the audio quality? Probably, I'm not really an audiophile. Like, I sort of get it, but it was maybe a little bit not as good as, like, say, Model 3 previously. I think there's less speakers now in the new Model 3. There's like 9 versus 14 in the long range version. So, yeah.
I think the standard range it's 9.
Mm.
The long range that we haven't had many of in Australia for the Highland, there'd be 17. The old long range or the current generation long range and performance had 14 speakers. I had a chance to sit in a Highland in Mulgrave last weekend, and I did test the sound system a little bit. It's definitely more bassier and punchier than the standard range or rear wheel drive cars, the older ones. But yeah, I think the long range Highland will be, a step up for Tesla in terms of sound quality. So I'm sure, Tom, you'll get one when they do finally arrive, and yeah, we can do a bit of a sound test.
Definitely have to get a muso in there and find out whether it's any better. With regards to tap and go, yes, I think they do. Some of the new ones, which are partially government funded, need to be tap and go or credit card access at least. That's a good point. Richard, with regards to the WA EV network, all of the Horizon Power area fast chargers are covered. The Synergy ones aren't, though. The roof makes it easy to find the chargers. Richard would know. Richard's on those trips. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, it's a good point from Sydney EV. Sad that kids rides in a shopping center and those time zone, arcade machines have tap and go or Apple Pay, but the DC fast charger cannot. Yeah, good point. Good point. Rob's S, bit of speculation going on with what could be coming in the Tesla Xmas update. Yeah, leave them in there in the chat. We'll go through that. Yeah, I think Paul agrees with you, Riz. The audio in the long range sounded much better. It should. It's got more speakers. It's been upgraded. I don't know. I personally thought the rear-wheel drive audio was not worse, not significantly better either. I thought pretty similar to my 2023 rear-wheel drive Model 3. DJ Rizby from Sensei. DJ Riz in the room.
Hey, DJ. Look, maybe you'll see me at BYD's future launches as a DJ. So yeah, I've been practicing.
Yeah, I could see you, Riz. I come to your gigs definitely.
Thanks, Rob.
And as would Rahul, I'm sure. Yeah, Rahul, you shared this week one of your emails you got, didn't you, from ChargeFox? They want more input from you and something about notifying when the charger is now available. That'd be good.
Yeah, I think we've been talking to ChargeFox a little bit. They've got a very good marketing team now led by Rob Asselman, and he's been known to sort of jump on X and engage in conversation. Obviously, has been on one of our live streams as well. So yeah, I feel like ChargeFox are listening to their customers, trying to improve some of their services as well. So a couple of things, they are looking at introducing idle fees. I think they might be trialing some at some charges. And then they have the option via their website where EV drivers can sign up to their customer feedback panel, which I did a couple of weeks ago. And then, yeah, earlier this week, they did send me a survey where it looks like they're looking at putting up some more information in their mobile app to help make charging a lot more easier and offer their charges to a lot more people as well. So the two things they're looking at doing is letting you know how long a car's been charging at that particular spot. And then you can use a little tap button there to notify you when that charger is available as well. And I think over a period of time, if that's a charger that you're going to use most of the time, which I tend to do, I will get a sense of at what times that charger is free for me to then be able to sort of look and see when I could use that charger. Rather than just rocking up and then finding out as soon as I'm sort of getting there, there's another car pulling in, and then you're kind of stuck.
Yep. No, I love this feature. Hopefully they roll this out. Session started 45 minutes ago. Notify when available. That's so good, so intuitive, as opposed to doing these ones where you have to look at the screen. When did they start? When did that person start? And sometimes you can look inside the car, like what percentage are they up to? So this is much better, much more transparent. Yeah, that'd be good. Notify when available, so you can go and eat your linguine, Riz, and come back when it's done. That's the kind of smarts we need. So yeah, good to see ChargeFox listening to us viewers and EV owners and taking charge. Full disclaimer: I actually get ChargeFox credited to charge non-Tesla EVs and Tesla EVs that I test. That's why I generally tend to go to ChargeFox on my road trips because it's free for me. Cool. Yeah, good question from Sydney EV. Does it integrate into PlugShare? That'd be good. EV sends its data to PlugShare. Yep. Hopefully. Let's take some more questions and comments. We've got Jat is asking me, are we getting a seal to try out? Well, actually, I need your help, audience. I mean, I've got a seal on order. Like, I'm even thinking, should I just buy it without test driving and get my first reaction driving a seal? I mean, I don't know. Just going fresh, right? Just read about it, watch the videos, but haven't actually driven one. I think that'd be fun too. But I mean, we are ultra high net worth guys, so it's all right. We can do these things for the channel. Teams guys asking, when is the Hyundai Kona EV arriving in Australia? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard yet. I'll let you guys know for sure. I've got the video ready to go, and hopefully soon. We'll see. So Scott asks, was the Model 3 difficult when indicating around a roundabout? I've got a video on that, so check that out. Get you my thoughts are on that video. And question, has the EV1 posted about the Hyundai website, which makes it like it's launched on Facebook in the Ionic Kona AU group? Seems at least one person had their dealer contact them. Okay, so it should be soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Rachel says, I want ChargeFox to label which is port A, which is port B. Simple stuff. Actually, that's a good point. Some of them do get mixed up. So, yeah, good point. What is the cost difference between providers per kilowatt? It just depends. It actually depends on charging locations even. It's hard to say. I guess Riz and Rahul, that's where the apps come in, right? You can sort of scale which ones are what price.
Yeah, that's obviously because of peak and off peak as well, that a lot of people are now introducing as well. That's a little bit hard. But I think on the scalability, I think Tesla are probably the most expensive. And then you take your pick out of the EV and the ChargeFox and some of the other chargers there as well. If your local council has AC chargers, you might want to look into that because they might be freer. And then I think Jolt are probably cheaper at 25 cents something kilowatt because they offer 25 kilowatt charging per hour.
Yeah, they're a bit slower, for sure. Feedback for ChargeFox. If you're watching, Rob and team, I went to ChargeFox the other day because PlugShare said 2 of them were free. I got there all 4 in use. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be more real time than that, 100%. Yep. Okay, let's keep going with the news. There's more to come. Sorry for going over time. Hope that's okay. Got lots to get through. So this is a bit of news here from our good friends Tritium. This is some touchless, hands-free chargers in California. Trucks coming in and just plugging in and charging. That's pretty cool. Hands-free chargers. No touch. Okay, good to see Tritium doing some good things in the States. And speaking of charging, we've got Sawyer sharing that Detroit has installed the first wireless charging public roadway in the US. Stretches a quarter mile. Perfect for a drag race. It only activates when a car with a receiver passes over the coils. Testing will begin in 2024 with a Ford E-Transit commercial van.
Concrete road was paved here close to here.
So there we go. Still under construction.
Yeah, so future tech happening right now. And I do believe that they've got trials of this in the UK as well. That's at, I think, an airport where the taxis are waiting in the cab rank and they're recharging as they're waiting in that cab rank, getting a bit of energy back into the car while the cabs are waiting. So definitely technology exists. Now just needs to be scaled into mass use.
Yeah, it makes sense for cab ranks, Uber, car sharing areas, delivery vans waiting to pick up. I mean, makes a lot of sense. I mean, obviously, it's probably less of a charge rate from my understanding if it's not compared to being plugged in, but I guess something's better than nothing. More convenient anyway. So yeah, good to see Detroit doing some good things there. We talked about charging costs. So in the UK, they are going up, I think. Or these are the current costs anyway. Sort of sitting around that 70 to 85p, which is what, $1.50, $1.40, so almost double. Much higher than here for sure. Is that the future, gents? Are we going to see our costs go up too?
Hopefully the renewables sort of, kick in before that happens. But yeah, I think it's only heading in one direction. And it's not what Coles used to say, down, prices are down. That's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
They will be rising, but let's hope they don't get to UK levels.
Yeah, I mean, surely they're not making much money on these charging rates. It's got to be the food they sell, the drinks they sell, all the small things that petrol stations have sold for many years. That's what's making the money. Let's take some comments from the audience. We've got Tassie EV1 says, not sure about integration into PlugShare as eventually won't be needed. Once we have enough charges, people won't check in anymore. Yeah, I agree. We just need more. Like, no one checks into petrol stations, right? Because there's so many. I agree. Good question about the wireless chargers. How does this work unless there is congestion? I guess they've got to line up, don't they? And Gaffer says, wireless charging isn't ever going to be the answer on public roads. Just think of the cost per kilometer versus just having a charging station every 150 kilometers. Yeah. Well, I guess depots with plugins, right? That probably makes sense too. I could understand if this is used in the parking area, but while in motion, nope. Oh, Richard says you pay $2 per kilowatt hour on the Nullarbor. I mean, that's fair enough, right? You're on the Nullarbor. I'd be paying that too if I wanted to get out of there quick. The next spot. Okay, so Greg, thank you for highlighting this. For those on the OVO plan, they have cut solar feed-in tariffs, but giving free charging from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. Oh, that's cool. Lots of solar during that time, of course. Excellent. Okay, right, let's move on to this one. So this is news about Sixt. I think we chatted about this, gents, recently, that Hertz, someone pulled Tesla from their fleet, citing repair costs. Sixt are doing the same now, which is a worry.
Yeah, Hertz. Hertz was talking about it on their investors call, around the high costs that they're experiencing. But I think Sixt is one of the first companies to actually, what are they saying, remove Teslas from their fleet or not order anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, but Sixt has a fairly large deal with BYD, from what I understand. 100,000 vehicles they aim to purchase from BYD. Maybe that's where they're heading, and maybe for all we know, BYDs are cheaper to service at a fleet level. We're not sure.
I think one of the reasons they're citing is that because Tesla fluctuate their price so much, they can't resell them for a better price, whereas other cars have a more stable price. So I'm not sure how true that is, or is it the repair costs? Whatever reason, they don't want to have Teslas in their fleet anymore. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, there's lots more choice now, as we know, BYD, MGs. So yeah, as long as we have some EVs for use, I don't mind. This is not Australia, by the way. I think this is in Germany. So we'll see what Australia does moving forward too. Thanks, Sensei. He's saying this is the best live stream on YouTube. That's a big call. Huge call. Thank you. Sydney EV spotted news today on a Murdoch rag, I assume News Limited, claiming New South Wales is aiming for a DC fast charging station every 5 kilometers. I think that's true. We had the New South Wales guys on recently. That's part of the funding rounds, that they are going to do that. A DC fast charger every 5 kilometers. Greg says he saw a heap of damaged Teslas at Houston Airport. Would have been at least 20 all out of service. Yeah, Gaffers. I saw this as well in a comment on one of the X posts. It's nothing to do with cost from maintenance. Sixt is basically a reseller. They use the car for 1 year and flip. The price drop has bitten them hard. Yep, that's probably the reason. Okay, let's move on to this. There we go. Mercedes-Benz and BMW playing together in China. 50-50 share ratio to operate a supercharging network in the Chinese market. Hey, that's about time. An OEM pull their finger out to help out with the charging infrastructure. We need this in Australia too, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it costs lots of money to set up. But, I mean, that's why Tesla's ahead, because they thought of that from the very beginning.
luxury market there in China. Obviously, a lot of Mercedes and BMW owners as well. That's good news for them that Mercedes and BMW have combined to bring a fast charging network into China as well. So keep an eye on this and see how soon they roll this out and how reliable it is over the long run.
Yeah, I think Riz and I showed on Saturday, one of our Saturdays, at the Mercedes-Benz charging hub in the US. I think Kyle from Outer Specs was there. Looked pretty cool. Looked like airport lounge and like a petrol station, basically, with drive-through stores. That's the kind of thing we need in Australia. I think there's one coming to Albury, I think, or in the works anyway, on the Hume. That'd be good. Let's stay with China, or at least US relations with China. So apparently the Biden administration has released long-awaited rules designed to block EV manufacturers from sourcing battery materials from China and other foreign adversaries. Says its Mustang Mach E EV will no longer be eligible for federal tax credits starting New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think indirectly, the US are probably sending Ford into bankruptcy, perhaps, by doing that. I mean, it's a global world. You are going to have to source materials from all across the globe, including Australia, including Asia as well, and including China as well. Not sure if that's a good strategy for the Mustang Mach-E, already struggling for sales in the US. So it remains to be seen. We have how this shapes up Ford's future in that EV share market. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, China's battery materials are probably coming from Australia with our lithium and nickel. So could China say, well, it's actually Australian sourced, like 95% Australian made. So is it okay if we still send you over to you guys? Like, country of origins kind of still Australia, which is buddies with the US. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. SWS. Maybe Rolls-Royce will put a few chargers in. Yes, that's right. I'll chat to Rolls once I get in touch with that spec alone. So stay tuned. Sorry, it's getting late. Stay tuned. Staying with China, Koshi. Lithium carbonate prices in China have plummeted 82% since November 2022. What's going on here? Is that on the back of the US not wanting to buy? Surely not. That's since 2022.
I think supply and demand.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Gaffer says we should just make batteries here. We should, right? We've always just dug stuff up and sent it overseas, haven't we?
We've got lithium, we've got rare earth materials, we've got the infrastructure to make the batteries in the factories. So yeah, I think that's the next part of where Australia as a country can generate a huge amount of business out of the battery manufacturing as well. If we can get there, if we can get the politicians and the Liberals and the Labours to agree to some sort of agreement to getting this happening.
So we need politicians, some political will. But I wonder what we've recently heard about the trouble that tritium's having in manufacturing here in Australia, and obviously they're going where there's bigger fish to fry. I wonder if, the politicians are looking at that and saying we may not be viable. But either way, we need some politicians to come out and say, Chris Bowen, if you're watching or listening, just make it happen. We need manufacturing in Australia. Every advanced nation manufactures and creates things. We don't just dig stuff up, ship it, and make it happen. We need to make it here.
Yep, 100%. Let's see whether we can progress from just digging stuff up, huh? Now, Sensei has got a good question or a good point. Should I still continue with the Model 3 delivery or BYD Seal Premium? So I might start that poll now, actually. And in the last few minutes, let's see what kind of results we can get. Bear with me 1 second, everyone. All right, here we go. So I've got two options. Which car should I take delivery of for the channel? BYD Seal Premium, Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive. We've still got 158 viewers in the hour 10 mark, so we should get some nice results here very soon. So vote away. Okay, thank you. Okay, some comments here. The other thing, the US tax incentives won't last forever. Either the next administration may turf them out, especially if it flips over to the Grand Old Party again. And Richard says, no battery chemistry in use in EVs uses rare earths. Not sure where that idea come from. Cobalt? I don't know. Someone's perpetuated that myth. I think they only care about hydrogen. Yeah. Still that push for hydrogen in the background, isn't there?
I heard on 7:30 this week, that's what Chris Bowen was pushing. He reckons we can be the renewable superpower by making green hydrogen. I don't know if there's been smoking of other green things there, but we need to just gotta make sure that we need to electrify, and wind farms, solar, battery storage. We get those fundamentals right, then we can think about hydrogen. But anyway, look, there's political things that need to happen. Different parts of the country need to be kept happy as well. So maybe that's what's going on. But I'm hoping that we get clarity soon, especially with fuel emission standards.
Mm-hmm. Tassie EV1 says hydrogen is pushed by the fossil fuel lobbyists. Yes, 100%. Okay, so last few stories of the week. We've got Electric Vehicle Council Australia doing good things. They've got a new EV consumer hub, very handy, lots of information. So check that out for all your answers around EVs and questions that you want to ask. Very good. And let's wrap up with electric cars coming in 2024. So this will be good. This is from the NRMA. Let's have a look. So they are thinking what's coming. We've got the Abarth 500e. That's very cute. I've test driven the Fiat. Not quite a super hot hatch, not fast enough, but I think the Abarth will be a bit quicker. I think 0 to 100 in 7
seconds. Yeah,
that's not too quick. The MG4 X power I've got at the moment is 3.8. So once you get used to that speed, it's hard to go back. Mini Cooper E and Cooper SE. Oh, now this would be good. This would be cute. Yeah. How much are they asking for that vehicle? I wonder.
Well, it was on special for 50 grand, but this is the new one, so this will be probably 65.
Yep. So what's the battery size? 32 kilowatt hours. Oh, sorry, that's the current one. So Cooper E will get 40. Cooper SE 54. That's all right. That's reasonable. Peugeot E208. I think I've seen a couple of these at some of the motor shows I've been to this year. Nice looking vehicle. I don't know, gents. I think 400Ks is you kind of need that for a road tripper these days, really. That gives me enough confidence to go around.
Yeah, I think the 208 is already available in New Zealand. So it'd be interesting to, it's always difficult to see why some vehicles are available there but not here. I guess it's policy and direction. They've had a lot more clarity over the years compared to where we are, but there's a fair few on here that are already there. So if our Kiwi brothers are listening, send some over our way.
That's right. Send some politicians too. Tassie EV1 makes a good point. Abarth isn't about the speed, it's about the handling. That's so true. Abarth, Cooper Ball, and these European cars, they do handling very well, I got to say. Just feels really nice and chunky when you turn around corners and things. Well, I don't know, 51 kilowatt hours. I think it does get 400Ks in real world terms. I managed to get that with the BYD Atto 3. I think that's pretty much right. Yeah, what's that? That's probably 150 watt hours per kilometer, maybe. I'm just guessing. Or something like 8 kilometers per kilowatt hour. VW ID3 again, gents. 2024 promises the VW again. It's third year running or something, right?
We'll
It'll come
believe it when you
eventually.
see it.
Yes, we will. What else have we got? Yeah, Model 3. Yep, covered that. Ioniq 6. I thought that was already here. Oh, standard range. Okay, the standard range is coming. Yeah. And Polestar 4. Oh, yeah, that's a good one to see. That's so sleek. I love it. Polestar make a nice car. Ooh, 3.8 as well. That should handle well as well. BMW iX2 Riz.
Yep.
Looking forward to that one.
Coming Q1.
Yep. Kia EV9. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say I've got a loan of the EV9 in January. So stay
Hey.
tuned for the channel. We'll try and do a road trip somewhere. And Polestar 3, yep, that's definitely coming. Confirmation from Polestar. For those with maybe not ultra high net worth, but high net worth, get one of these. Skoda Enyaq 85 SUV and coupe.
I saw it appeared on the ANCAP safety rating this week as well. It's got 5 stars, but it's a 2022 model that they've tested. So by the time these cars come here, it'll be 2024, going off a 2022 standard for safety testing. So yeah, Volkswagen, if you're listening, we need your newer stuff, not the stuff that you can't clear out in Europe.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, apologies, I made a mistake. Atto 3, the long range, I got 400 Ks at 60 kilowatt hours, so apologize. You're right. The standard range is 50, which no one seems to have in Australia. So I do correct myself there. Thank you, Gene, for correcting me. And yes, Kia EV9 is huge. It's physically big. I agree. Seen that a couple of times now. And let's see what else we got. We got Audi Q8 e-tron, 50 e-tron. I think this is just the Quattro, isn't it, gents? They've just rebadged it as the Q8. Not a bad looking vehicle. Volvo EX30, we touched on that earlier. We want to see that around. Volvo EX90, that's a big car. 7-seater as well. Okay. That'd be good. Oh yeah, Toyota BZ4X. Yeah, why not?
That might be DOA on arrival.
Yeah, we'll see how well the Subaru does. Jeep Avenger. Apparently. BMW iX1 eDrive 20. And the Cherry. Oh, this is coming. Cherry Armada 5 BEV.
Hey.
Interesting. Okay. 61 kilowatt hour. Ioniq 5. Oh, yeah. Ioniq 5N. That'll be fun on the track. Renault Megane E-Tech. I think I've seen that at some of the motor shows too. And the Peugeot E2008 facelift. Was that the one I saw? Maybe this is the one I saw. SUV. Oh, ID4 and 5 coming too, apparently. Oh, yes, of course. The Cadillac Lyric. There we go. Okay. Thanks, NRA, mate. That's a nice summary of what might be coming in 2024. All right. Well, gents, I'm sad to say this is actually our last Wednesday live stream of the year. Yeah, I'm heading off on holidays for the next couple of weeks, and we might do a special end of the year one just to wrap up. But this is the last regular Wednesday. Riz and I'll be back on Saturday. So yeah, I'm a bit sad actually. This is end of the year coming up, and I guess in recognition of all the viewers who've helped us out this year with your donations and memberships, I decided to donate $500 to Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, on behalf of Riz, Rahul, myself, and all our lovely viewers who watch regularly. So yeah, support them for the work they do in war-torn areas. So thank you everyone for watching this year. It's been much appreciated. This is not the end, but this is yeah, I guess something nice to do to help the doctors in war-torn regions around the world. Cool. Yeah, but we're back on Saturday, so we'll see you there, Riz. But Rahul, thank you for your contribution this year. It's been very much appreciated. We'll definitely see you back for the end of year special in late December, but thank you so much for 2024.
Thanks, Tom, and thank you, Riz. Yeah, look, the year's flown. We've covered so much, and I think the live stream stream that we've got going on at the moment is just working so well. You know, just speaks highly about our audience as well. We're bringing you loads of breaking news, loads of reviews, and loads of live reveals as well of all the EV happenings as well. So yeah, a lot of work goes into it. But at the same time, we do appreciate that you guys do join us on every Wednesday as well. So yeah, this is a goodbye to year 2023, but we will see you again for the special stream, and then again in 2024 with loads of reviews as well. So keep tuned, and thank you for joining us this year.
Yeah, thanks, Rahul. You're too kind. And, you know, for those who don't know, Riz and Rahul do a lot of work in the background to prepare for these shows. We have a Discord channel that we share articles with day to day to bring you the latest and the freshest EV news from around the world, just to keep you guys informed. If you're only going to watch one live stream a week, this has got to be it. We'll keep you abreast of all important issues in the EV world. So, Riz, thank you very much. We'll see you on Saturday. But again, thank you for your efforts in 2023 with all your charts. Much appreciated.
Anytime. It's been awesome, and yeah, looking forward to the next couple.
Indeed. And thank you, Jez, again, for a $2 donation. A live Cybertruck unboxing. Yeah, we'll bring that for sure if that happens.
It's been in there for over 2 years now, so I don't know what I'll find. Probably a flat battery, but hopefully no arcing.
No arcing. It's probably worth more in the box, Riz. Keep it in the box.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, I might end the poll because I'm being asked to do so for poll results. So we have 80 voters, pretty good sample size, and it's a clear winner, actually. 63% of you want me to get the Seal Premium versus 36% wanting the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive. So the people have spoken. You want to see me unbox the Seal Premium. Okay, I guess I've got to follow. I'm going to miss you guys for Wednesdays, but that's all right. 2024 beckons next year, and we'll be back for sure. So thanks, everyone, and much appreciated. Thank you for your engagement this year, audience. You guys are the best audience anyone could ever ask for, and we'll see you on Saturday and in 2024 and beyond. Thanks, everyone, and have a good night. Take care. Bye now.